Today I am going to be trimming my arborvitae hedge. It has been 2 years since this was done last, so it's quite bushy and overgrown. First, I'm covering my flowers with a tarp, so it's easier to clean up afterwards. I am going to be using my battery-powered hedge trimmer. It is using an 82-volt battery. The goal for today is to trim the sides. Arborvitae typically do have some browning on the inside, so this is now getting exposed. And when you're trimming arborvitae, you have to be careful not to prune too much, because if you come to a branch that is completely brown, it will not regrow. While working, I often check my work. Here I'm trying to see if it's more or less straight. However, the whole hedge is not necessarily straight. You can see that there are two different angles that I'm working with here, so it may look a little bit askew. It seems that the hedge is quite thick here when I come to the arch. So the way I'm cutting here is at an angle, kind of towards the arch. I am about halfway down here. The sides to the left of the arch have been trimmed. The entire hedge measures about 38 meters, which is about 41 yards. So now I have to do the right-hand side. I was quite tired by this time and I stopped often to rest, but I did want to finish one more thing before the end of the day. So I worked on shaping the arch. I wasn't gonna trim the tops today, but my dad said he would start on it the following day. So I just tried to shape the arch and determine the approximate height so that he wouldn't have to fiddle with that. This section was quite demanding because I did have that arch in front that made things a little bit tricky. The hedge is about 1 meter wide, and I struggled with shaping the arch itself. It was quite challenging. I needed a spotter here to make sure the two sides of the hedge were about the same height. Here are the preliminary results, just the roughly shaped arch here. so that my dad can focus on trimming the tops. So here are the results of everything that my dad has done while I was away. He trimmed the tops to the left of the arch. Unfortunately, I wasn't there to film it, but I'm sure you can catch him in one of my other videos. So all I have left now is to trim the tops to the right of the arch and clean up. Here I am roughly trying to decide what the height should be. I just used whatever I had nearby, which was a broomstick, and I went on from there on to determine the height. This is what it looks like in the treetops. So it's a little bit of a rough sailing. Just as you cut something, you basically block your own way. You just have to clean up before moving on. So there's a lot of stop and go here. A little nifty trick I picked up from my dad is to simply park my hedge trimmer on top of the arborvitae trees while I'm moving the ladder. Works really well. Since I don't like my hedge to be very rectangular with really sharp edges, I try to round it out just a little bit. And it's done. Not really, because I like to do a lot of nitpicking, so I went back and worked on the arch some more. I tried to thin it out, and I had a hard time making it perfect because the arch that's in front of it and has some climbing plants. On the right hand side, the plants are much thicker, so visually that kind of made it harder to decide whether the arch was even or not. And here you can see what it looks like from the top. And the full span of 38 meters worth of joint work by my dad and I did have some help from my husband and my daughter as well, especially when it comes to cleaning up and making sure that the edges were just right. I am very, very pleased with the results. It is just amazing to see it nice and neat again. As always, I appreciate you joining me in my videos, and I hope to see you in another one. Take care.